Hey there, Gabriel Nekoshe here, King of Orion, author of Tilt, Orion's Belts, and a bunch of other nonsense. Um, One of the members of Orbi commented on a video that I posted recently saying, you should make Doctrine. So, here's the thing with Doctrine. It is a constraint necessary only if you have a pipeline of supply. So big corporations in EVE Online build Doctrine ships so they standardize their operations. So they know I've got this capability for this force and I can go toe to toe with the enemy in this way. They build ships of the line, battleships primarily, though they incorporate higher end ships as time goes on to achieve greater strategic effects. Build Doctrine for what? is the answer that I come back with. Now, personally, I have my own personal doctrine, and it's dependent on the ships that I manufacture and build, because I like manufacturing. I like cooking things. Case in point. This ain't a mukbang, don't worry. This is just here to make sure I wrap this up in a relatively decent time so I can eat, because I like to talk. Doctrine serves a purpose. It is not the same purpose that I'm serving. Now, if I were forced to the wall, gun to my head, build a doctrine. Okay, alright. The average player, if they log in and get their benefits, their supplies every day, they have 5 IP every 3 or so days, so 10 IP a week on average to spend on ships. 10 IP a week. Ships within that range, just based off of the operations out in Ravenous Crow, the Venture 3 line is kind of the top of the list there. You want the Venture 3 with 2 mining lasers, Mark 3s, bottom shelf, and either a third mining laser or a set of medium rapid fire missiles. And then whatever the hell else you want on that ship, buy cheap. Civilian gear is your best bet. There you go. You got your Doctrine ship. If you want the actual, best, cost-efficient, most effective over the long haul that can do the most missions, Tristans. You want Tristans. You want Tristan frigates. They're bite-sized fun. And the reason I say that is your cargo hold doesn't actually determine the effectiveness of your ship. It's how capable you are of transporting the rocks. Can mining is a thing. What do I mean by can mining? If you take your mining ship, whether it's a Venture or a catalytic converter, a catalyst with a bunch of mining lasers, or the Noble Tristan with 2 mining lasers, and you jettison the rocks as they come into your cargo hold. Your cargo hold no longer matters. You have become a resource extraction unit that can just convert the raw ore as it exists in space into something that can be transported. So here's what you do. You take your baseline Venture and you go into a compressed space. And you can throw a blue scanner on it to find those compressed spaces, but you give it civilian gear. So Mark 3 mining laser, Mark 3 mining laser, civilian afterburner, and that's really all you need, plus that blue scanner, and then maybe an inertial stabilizer if you're lazy like me, or civilian small armor repair, something, just a token effort in case you come across another miner that wants to tango. Don't worry about drones. You can throw drones on it if you run into other miners in the wild, but the drones will not save you from hunters. Mark III drones going against an Allegiance or a friggin' whatever you want in the field. No point. You don't need weapons for the mission that will get you the best ISK over the long run. You get that them condensed rocks. You pull them every time your hold gets full. Or every time you come across the ship, basically, you jettison it into space. And that range of time between when your hold is empty and when your hold is full So long as you jettison before it reaches full, and you just check in and make sure that your mining lasers are doing work, your little workers, you're sitting pretty. You have continuous operation for however long you desire, at that rate. If you feel safe, upgrade the mining lasers. If you feel unsafe, downgrade your stuff. Reduce the risk. And that's Doctrine, baby. That's how you mine over the long haul. Even with a civilian, like, that's the best risk to whatever reward you're chasing. That's universal. You can go into Ethereum Reach with a civilian ship, and you're going to lose it, but it won't hurt. You can go into condensed space with a civilian ship, and you're not going to lose it, but you're probably not, the most effective miner in the field. It's what you find acceptable and tolerable is entirely dependent on what you intend to do with it. So, like, the question of doctrine, or the topic of doctrine, I could ramble on about it for hours, but my food is getting cold, thankfully. But it's not something that, like, you really need to think or worry too much about if you're just an individual pilot, especially if you're an alpha looking to get into industry. You want very specific ores for very specific purposes. So for building ventures, for example, you want anything that gives you tritanium, pyrite, mexilon, and then the planetary materials that go into cooking the venture. You can find the blueprints on the market for cheap. Go to an ITC, buy the blueprints there. Don't actually reverse engineer the blueprints unless you want to inflate the value of small ore wrecks, in which case, like, by all means, go ahead and burn them puppies up. Because there's an inherent utility, and I'm getting into the weeds, and the lack of food is starting to affect me. So, yeah, there's your Doctrine ship, a civilian venture. An alternative, a competitor, would be a catalytic converter, a catalyst destroyer with 3 Mark III lasers, which is half as effective as a single venture, but also half the cost, so you're getting the best bang for your buck. You throw those in the field, you can mine with them, and you come pick up the rocks using your transport venture that's built for moving the rocks, and bada bing, bada boom, you've got the most efficient and effective operation for you as an individual possible, because the Catalyst actually has more combat survivability and capability without sacrificing too much mining capability. Half of the mining capability, but, like, you're looking for specific missions. You build Doctrine for missions and operations, and that's what my books are about. If you want Doctrine, like, I leave it to you, because it's fun to develop for you as an individual. But for Orby overall, that's going to have to come with a better picture of what people want to do. So let me know. Let me know what you want me to build Doctrine for, and I'll do it for you. Anyway, I hope you have a good day. Bye.